Welcome to some more dull and uninteresting words. If you're a obsessive YouTube watcher, every now and then you'll come across a random strange video about a person or a being that is awakening. And the common theme of the video is what every single being that has experienced awakening speaks about. Nothing is happening. Nothing exists. No one is talking. And the reason for this is because they are actually experiencing with no mind. But that's not true. You see, because you cannot not experience, your voice, your vocal communication between brain and tongue and how to vocalize words wouldn't appear, you see. So what is actually really taking place is they are experiencing themselves totally in the present moment, in reality. See, nothing is happening in reality, and nothing is happening outside of reality. Now those with ego minds have now, I need to switch this off, this one, I don't know where this is going, Nothing is the true state. No thing, you see. Already minds, I don't like that, So if I'm going to experience reality, I'm not going to experience my friends, my family, my the world, nature, No, you're not going to experience that. But what you are, or what will be experienced, is absolutely deep and profound, permanent love. A state where love supersedes everything, including the love that we have from a mind-based world. But we don't want that, you see. Why would we want to remain as this nothing? But you see, the purpose of enlightenment awakening is to understand that the value of the body and the mind. You get this? It's a kind of contradictory thing. You want to leave your body and mind. You want to remove this world, the suffering, everything that has been measured and compared and preferred. And it's now, no, I don't like this. It's I'd rather be dead, I'd rather be nothing. I'd rather be in darkness. I'd rather be asleep, permanent sleep, So here it is then. You see, so enlightenment and awakening is not a special reward for being a good saint, a good person, a good human, a good being. It is a revelation into realizing that it may appear to be good while you're in the body and mind, in the present moment, this experience of total peace and tranquility and love, yeah? But at the same time you're saying, something is saying, I now realize that without my body and mind I would never have experienced what my truth was, because that's reality, you see, that's your true state. So if you can imagine, and mind cannot imagine this, you can imagine that before you became a human being and a body and a mind, that you were nothing, yeah? But there was an experience, a sensation, an essence of something, that you existed as something, but there's no mind to say, ask questions or whatever. So consciousness just was called in and enshrouded you, and everything that you see, including your body and your mind, is a reflection of your whole world, your whole universe, your whole nothing state. So you have nothing looking at something. Okay? So when you experience awakening enlightenment, you use this body to merge. But if you totally want to keep it, you become nothing again. No more body, no more mind. We call it death. So the realization is that you don't want to keep this permanent, that you don't want to be totally nothing again, but you know that there's no end, because in this nothing state you can become anything. You have the power to become anything. But while you're a human, be a human and wait till the body goes, and then return to your nothing state and say, consciousness, show me something else now. Show me something else that I can become. Yeah? Or you can stay in the nothing state, surrounded by love, as love, in love, with love, knowing that everything that you perceived in your external world as a human is within you, is you, all the same. So nothing is happening in reality, but it's also happening outside of reality. Can you see this? So this, in its sense, it cannot be real, because nothing is real. So what you're projecting from your nothing state, from your nirvana, wow, enlightened, nothing is happening state, tranquility, peace. You're projecting a body that has restrictions and boundaries and pains and discomforts, but has the ability to experience living as an organic form and creating other forms and loving and hugging and warmth and all these things. So where is reality? Reality is a nothing state. So for those who, quite rightfully so, don't feel the need to seek or become enlightened or awaken, and it's very important that you don't, that you try and understand this without this totality of risking this not coming back. That's the fear, you see. Mind gives the fear of dying to stop you returning to your initial nothing state before it's your time. You see, everyone at some point returns to this state. Most when the body fades and dies. Some have an experience of recognizing and realizing what you are. So reality, can it be experienced in this world? Yes, because awakening enlightenment removes all obstacles, all hurdles, all human ideas, concepts, thoughts. It removes all knowledge, all information, everything that you know, will know, have known, have learned, have experienced. Your family have gone. You don't even recognize who they are. Although something in the back, the brain, there's a little store of information and says, that's your wife. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know? So it's a form of amnesia. All these little videos on YouTube, and I was one. You know, I fortunately deleted most of them. But Reality is these people, you are witnessing these YouTubers experiencing the total love that they are and having the benefit of seeing it as a body. Now, we all have to do that, but do we have to be awakened suddenly? Do we have to face this suicidal mass conspiracy by mind? Do we have to go through 7 years of nirvana state, of losing 7 years of your life, albeit it's the best 7 years of your life, but you've lost it in this human world? So how to do it without all this? Be in the present moment. When you're experiencing the present moment with no mind, no thoughts, you can be digging the garden. As long as you're not thinking about what you're doing, what's going on next week, you are totally not knowing what's going on, but something is moving. You're not trying to find the present moment. The present moment is not tapping you on your shoulder. There's no relationship between you and the digging. You and the digging in the earth and everything have become one because there's something just going on, you know. Sometimes you do it when you're sitting. So I notice some people, they do it. Their leg becomes awakened. Okay, their leg is moving. You know, like it's a cross leg and their leg is moving. Some people call it nervous system or whatever, but their leg is awakening because it's not. The leg has no mind, you see. But your mind doesn't say, "Oh, my leg is moving, my leg is moving, my leg is moving," because you're speaking to your friend or whatever. So you're in a present moment, when everything seems to be just going and flowing. There's no relationship between you and your leg moving and you and your friend speaking and movement, and everything is taking place. That is God. That is God. When everything is as it is, as it's left to be, there's no measuring, there's no judging, there's no trying to enhance, there's no look at me, I'm now looking at you. There's no individuality, singularity. There is an event that takes place. In the satsang hall, you're always in the present moment, whilst you're not thinking about yourself, whilst you're not discomfort on your chair, and the child is always in the present moment until it's like 3 years old, and then we ruin it. It's part of the deal. Don't start changing how you bring up your children. So reality is this present moment. Now this present moment is now. Now cannot go anywhere. Now is always here, you see. So reality is always here. But the experience of reality is when you're always here, with no mind, with no judgment, with no... That's why the Bible has been written as though it's a physical, you have to do something, physically act, physically work, physically be this, do worker, this, do all these things, these saintly good things. No, it's saying simply accept, trust and faith of this God that is caring for each one of us. Whatever we're doing, whatever we plan to do, behind the scenes, something is working, and reality is what is working, you see. If you live out your life in the body, recognizing these words, experiencing these words, when you return to this nothing state, you will have brought your world with you. You see, this is the creation of heaven and paradise. But you'll only bring with you the moments when you were experiencing the present moment, when there was no one experiencing the present moment. Because reality was seeing itself, and it likes what it sees, you see. Love likes what it sees. You understand this? So anything you plan and improve and your mind is elsewhere, working on overtime, and that will not be in your paradise or your heaven, which is fine. Because you don't want half of the shit that you think about to become your state, your heaven, your paradise, your own world that you're creating through doing nothing. You see? So the experience of nirvana state, if you experience it from your whole of your life, for the whole of your life, which is impossible. Monks try and do it under trees, in trees, and whatever. The speaker did it for 2 years. Can I recollect anything about that 2 years? Absolutely not. There's no recollection. There's no measurement, no judgment, no analysis, because the mind was not at the party. So what was the point, you see? The point is that 2 years will be taken back, and the value of it, the essence of it, the experience of it, will be created in some way within this heaven and paradise that we're all creating for ourselves. Everyone will have the same heaven and paradise, you see. So it depends how many bodies you go through, reincarnation, if you want to call it that, to get enough for your be part of the puzzle. Because we've all got a part to play in building heaven and paradise. You know, we're not just here for a holiday. But we are, you see. That's the catch-22. If you simply allow things to be, and simply allow things to happen on their own, everything is happening. But there's no one recognizing. You understand this? You can call it Alzheimer's. People with Alzheimer's are building such a beautiful paradise. If Alzheimer's is a reflection of not being aware that they exist, not being aware of past and future, not being aware of their thoughts and their mind, and things are just coming through their body as a vessel. So don't condone or feel sorry or empathize, because their part of the puzzle is probably going to be in place before yours. I hope this makes sense. It's not an accurate way of describing it, because the mind finds it very difficult to describe accurately the purpose of doing nothing. So you don't feel as though I have to worship these ones that are in nirvana state. You have to reflect their state. That's the reason saints and gurus and videos are uploaded where there's a realization that they've got something that I want, you know. But they're reflecting in it, because the minute you see them in that state, you become that state. Because there's no story, there's no swapping of stories. There's simply, mind will say, wow. And you've experienced a couple of moments of true, real truth. And you don't have to be in front of saints. You just have to be present with no mind. The idea of meditation is the idea, true meditation is the meditation where whenever something comes, you simply watch it and you let it pass. And the space between whatever comes, whether it's a picture of a waterfall in your thing, or whether it's a thought, or whether it's a vision of angels, you let it pass. And when the space between that passing and something else passing is that reality, when nothing takes place. You see your importance? You can go on and be this dominant mind, and it's in your dharma to be this dominant ego mind and try and improve things and always live in the future and always live in the past and always try and stay out of this present moment. But you're helping build paradise, regardless of what state you're in, ego state, mind state, deep sleep. Yeah, your dreams in deep sleep are very important. Doesn't matter if they're good dreams or bad dreams. You see, you start judging your dreams, they're not real. I don't want things that have been judged. You know, that's what God means in the Bible. I don't want any judges. I don't want a mind that judges what is good and what is bad. I'll be the judge, you know. When you take all your filtered states home, which are being processed right now as you speak by yourself, everything that you do within the nothing state, so you don't have to worry about being bad and doing guilty things and all these sins and whatever, because they're not being, they're not coming through the filter, you know. The filter has stopped them. The filter is only when it's not been recognized by your mind. Anything that you're doing that your mind is not recognizing, but you are one with what you're doing. There is no separation between you and washing the car. You're not looking at the marks and trying to judge where it needs. You're just, everything is being clean. Everything clean, clean, clean is reality. The emotional connection between you, the car, the sponge, the water, the atmosphere, the air, the world, the consciousness is absolutely in love with itself in that moment. And it's consciousness that is filtering all this stuff through. Consciousness does not want information. It does not want ideas, concepts, and judgment. It doesn't want measurement. It doesn't want time. It wants timelessness, but not the one who's looking for timelessness. You get that? Timelessness is ongoing. Time is ongoing. When something measures it, when something tries to measure or change or affect and cause, you see everything that has been spoken about by theorists and philosophers are true. It's their piece of the puzzle, you see. But when they speak about it, you know, not interested. But when they are experiencing with no thoughts and no understanding about what they are here as, consciousness is so sophisticated, it can see through the thoughts, it can see through the actions, the experiences, it can see through the mind, it can see through the person, the body, and all states, and it can filter out the goodness, the essence, the sensation of being alive. That's all you're trying to create, is a sensation of being alive. So when you go back to this nothing state, you not only have the sensation of being alive, which you're projecting, that's all you had before. Remember what I said at the beginning, a sensation of being alive. You've not only taken it back, but you've created a sensation of being alive. Whether it's visual, whether it's through sound, whether it's through music, whether it's through a dance, or whether it's through all these things merged into one to create something totally new. You're doing it today, right now. Eckhart Tolle does not speak about the power of now just to make money on books. He's kind of saying, for all those who are seeking, come to this point, this place that is within you, out with you, and you. It is a moment of infinite sensory love. Reality is now. Namaste.